Today I'm going to show you guys how to use the Fortnite map downloads website. Now, if you don't already know what this is, it's pretty much a website that I developed to allow you guys to search for Fortnite assets. So these aren't just like models, these are actually full on POI UEFN scripts that are already completely ready to go for UEFN pasting. So you can just paste the scripts into UEFN and it will spawn in a building or POI depending on what you pick. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial on how to actually use the site. So first of all, if you don't know the site URL, it's up here, rarifn.com. There's also a link in the description if you don't want to type that out, but you probably want to remember the URL. It's pretty simple, so you can just get to it whenever you want to. It's just rarifn.com. That's it. And you're going to see here that you do have instructions in case you forget how to do it. But all of these search filters here are optional. So what happens when you just click search without the filters is it will just load all of the assets that are in my database here. So as you can see right now, I did work on converting to a new format. So the thing is, that's why there aren't that many, but there will be a lot more once I actually get everything fixed and ready to go. So anyways, to apply the filters, first thing you'll notice here is that you can enter a search term, and a search term is just going to be anything that matches a name of a file. So if you enter in like risky here, it's going to look for anything that matches the name risky, and you click search. And as you can see here that we have two results, and right now it's just Risky Reels Season 3 stuff, so POI wet. And there will be preview images probably once you try out the website. Um, but yeah. So then you also have the option to just search by a singular asset ID. And then what this is going to do is it's just going to give you the asset that matches the ID. So in videos that I make, I'm probably going to leave asset IDs in the description so you guys can just come on here and paste in, the asset ID. And what that'll do is it will just give that to you, right there. So if I just grab one of these asset IDs, oops. Alright, I don't know why that's happening, but that's not good. Anyways, we've got this, for example, so chapter 2 river script. The ID is always this, so if you wanted to save an ID to, like whatever, you could just look for this last little code here. It's at the very end of the file name, and that is the ID for that asset. And then you can go back to the site here, and you can just paste this in, and if you just click search, it'll just pop up with that exact matching ID. So I might put stuff like that in the description of videos so you guys can just kind of, easily paste this in here. And, that process is super easy. And then for the third thing is you can choose a season to filter by. Now, one thing to mention is that you don't actually have to apply any filters as you saw before. So all of this is optional. Now, season 0 actually just means uncategorized. So this could be a bunch of stuff from different seasons that just doesn't really fit into one category. And a quick thing to note is that season 11 has all of the chapter 2 POIs that were unchanged. So like this is the chapter 2 season 1 version of the POI. So if you can't find a POI, make sure you select season 11. Or you could just click here without selecting a season and it will do the same thing. But if you did want to get, like a season 13 POI that's flooded, you can click 13 and it will automatically filter that out for you. Same thing with any of these other seasons. If you wanted to get a POI from, season 17, so you'd say, I want to get Believer Beach, so I click on season 17 and I go to Sweaty, Believer Beach isn't actually in here yet. I do know that, but it will be soon. But if you wanted to go to like 14 and you want to get Doom's Domain, you can click that there. Press search, you get Doom's Domain. Yeah. So next up, we kind of already covered some of this, but choosing a POI to filter by, pretty self-explanatory, pretty similar to the season filter, and you can just kind of click any of these, and it will filter out by that POI name. So um, assets have tags on them, so each asset is going to have a tag with what kind of POI it falls into. Um, so that's how that works. In general, is just anything that's not really related to a POI, but is still in here. So this would be like height maps. This would be, like image textures. This would be just like nature scripts and stuff. So materials, whatever it may be. And then the last filter that you can apply is to choose a file type. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the least useful one, just because I don't know, it doesn't really have that much of an impact on your search. But if you, for whatever reason, you really wanted to narrow it down, you do have the option to do that. I may just get rid of this filter later on. I mean, I don't know, I might just leave it. But it doesn't really do too much. I mean, because most things are going to be text, and then if you really, you know, it shouldn't really be that hard to find it, with like the file type. It doesn't. But yeah. Anyways, so you can click search once you've filled out all of your filters. Keep in mind that the search button is all the way down at the bottom, so that means you have to fill out all of these steps beforehand, or you could choose not to. But the search button is down at the bottom, and that is how you actually make your search, by clicking here. Um, and if you guys do have suggestions about how I can improve this, please let me know. Or if you think that it is a pretty good system and you like how it works, also let me know, just so that I don't think that there's anything that I might need to change. But yeah, anyways, if you do want some tips, there are tips here. It just says you don't need to use all the filters, and then if you are not getting results, try removing your search text. So if you're not getting results for whatever reason, you can try removing this search term, and then just using the images to find what you're looking for, because it might give you results that just might not match this name that you entered. And then if you enter the search term valet, what it'll actually do is it'll just give you all of the valet scripts. So in this case, I would have to reset my filters, but the thing is here, if you type in valet and search, it'll give you, these are car spawner scripts. So it'll give you valet overlay scripts that you can download and then paste into your UEFN map and then bring it over to your POI, and that will automatically line up the cars for you, so you don't have to figure that out. That's also going to be on there. As you can see here, we do kind of have a limited selection right now, but I'm going to work on adding a whole bunch of assets very, very, very soon. But just please, be patient. I can't do everything in one night, so it will be kind of like a slower addition of a lot of assets, but I'm gonna try to rack up a pretty big, like database here, a pretty large catalog of assets. I want to have a big catalog because I want you guys to be able to find a whole bunch of stuff and just like recreate whatever your heart can desires. Anyways, I kind of yapped a lot in this video, but thank you for watching all the way to the end if you made it here. And let me know if you guys have any questions, issues, bugs. I know a lot of people were confused by the original way that this rolled out. I hope that this video clears things up, and I hope that some of my guidance stuff also clears it up. And I hope this is a better layout that makes a little bit more sense for you guys. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.